Hello, audience. Welcome to another episode of Have You Seen It? I am Charles. I am with the lovely Denise. Loving the do girl, right?
Thank you.
I'm kind of thinking, what, 60-ish, right?
Yeah.
Kind of do, right? I like it, right? As audience, as you know, Denise is a fashion plate. Yeah, and like I mean, we've been doing these shows for a while now. I just never seen us wear the same thing twice. So, all right, Denise, let's get into our movies.
All right.
What are you going to recommend to our audience this week?
All right. So, folks, this week I am recommending the movie The Fisherman's Diary. You can find that on Netflix. It is a Netflix original. It stars Faith Fidel as Eka, Kanga Quintas as her father, Solomon, Kosan Chinopo as Lucas, and Damaris Indamo as Bibi, the teacher. All right. And it's a story about a 12-year-old girl who is inspired by the story of the youngest Nobel Peace Prize winner, Malala Yousafzai. And basically, this little girl just wants to go to school and get an education. She is determined, but she lives in a village of fishermen where that is frowned upon, and educating young girls is taboo. Her father is very adamant about this and feels very strongly that her sole purpose in life is to work with him as a fisherman. And that's it. And so in her quest to get an education, she goes to the local school. There is a one-room schoolhouse that is in her village. And so after she does her fisherman duties, she goes to the school and she basically just sits outside of the school, peers in, listens intently to the lessons that are being taught. She learns to read a little bit and to write a little bit, and she's learning some math skills. Once the teacher sees her and finds out that she's been hanging around her school, she's like, "You can't be here. You are a fisherman's daughter. You're not allowed to be here." And the young girl begs and pleads the teacher to teach her. "I just want to learn. Please teach me. I beg you." And she's basically, she's putting the teacher's job at risk doing this because she's defying her father's wishes. But the teacher does so reluctantly at first, but when she sees just how important this is to this child, she agrees to help her. So you fast forward in the movie, Dad finds out about it. He is none too happy about it. And his brother, Lucas, figures out a way to rid his brother of this issue. Hey, marry her off, and she is no longer your problem with her smart mouth and her stubbornness. She is now the problem of the man she marries. Dad thinks, "Oh, that's a great idea," and marries the child off. Well, that whole scene in that situation is very intense. It was very hard to watch. But in the end, towards the end of the movie, although saddened and dejected, this young girl, Eka, still has hope that she can receive an education and things get better for her. I'm going to leave it right there. So that is my recommendation, The Fisherman's Diary. It is, there are subtitles. Charles.
Yes, that would be hard.
There are subtitles.
Hey, girl, I wouldn't review that. There's too many hard names in that movie.
So there are subtitles, and it's based on a true story. So in the movie, it goes between English, a dialect, and then you see the subtitles. So you really have to pay attention so you know what's going on. But I enjoyed the movie. I really did.
So my recommendation for this week is Without Remorse, starring Michael B. Jordan, lady stop hollering, screaming, Jodie Turner Foster, Jamie Bell, and Guy Pearce. So John Kelly, played by Michael B. Jordan, he's a Navy SEAL, and he's on one of his last missions. He's under the command of Lieutenant Commander Karen Greer, who's played by Jodie Turner Smith. Their team has been assigned to go to Syria and rescue a CIA operative from a paramilitary Serbian force. Now, during the rescue, John finds out that this ain't a Serbian force. They were ex-Russian military. And what they raided to rescue the CIA operative was a Russian weapons depot. So some months later, some of John's team were killed, and also an attempt on his life where he got critically wounded, and his wife got killed. And his wife at the time, she was pregnant. And this was retaliation by the Russians for the Syrian mission. So when the intruders came in John's house, John, before he got critically injured, he killed all the intruders except for one. One did get away. So obviously, hey, they killed his wife. She was pregnant. He's pissed. So he has made it his mission to find this one guy, right, and get revenge. But on his mission of revenge, he uncovers a plot that changes his perspective on what he had been fighting for as a Navy SEAL. So this is a Tom Clancy Amazon original film. So my recommendation this week is Without Remorse, starring Michael B. Jordan.
All right, Charles, my nailed it comes right from my movie recommendation. Faith Fidel from The Fisherman's Diary. She displayed a range of emotions in this movie. She was a savvy business person at the fisherman's wharf, if you will. She was an extremely loyal and dutiful daughter to her father. She had a zest for learning and education, a teacher's dream. And her displays of sadness and hopelessness when she was denied her education and then married off were heart-wrenching. They really were. This movie will bring some water to your eyes. So she is my nailed it. She did a fantastic job.
So my nailed it for this week is Grace Kelly as Margot Wenders in Dial M for Murder. She plays a rich socialite married to an ex-tennis player. And unfortunately, her husband want to kill her. So, Grace Kelly, as in real life in this movie, she's glamorous and she's hot. She's a good-looking woman. All right. I mean, it was just a great performance. So my nailed it is Princess Grace Kelly in Alfred Hitchcock's Dial M for Murder.
All right, folks, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit that like button. And we are available on every podcast platform in the universe. Just type in, have you seen it? With Charles and Denise, and there we will be.
Audience, thank you very much for joining us for another episode of Have You Seen It? With Charles and my lovely co-host, Denise. And we're out.
Bye-bye.
That this may become a series. I don't know if that needs to be a fear. I'm kind of happy for the kid. I think it's a good thing. I just wanted
it's a Clancy movie, right? And like I said in my review, right? Clancy movies are action and intrigue. That's what they are.
Could anybody have been the wife?
Anybody, if Lauren London was in the movie for 6 minutes, Anybody could have been the wife.
Anybody
Gabrielle
could have been the wife.
Union could have been the wife.
Okay.
Absolutely. Anybody
Yeah.
could have been the wife in there.
Yes, Bourne. Will this become
Jason
another
Bourne.
Bourne kind of
No,
continuation?
no. Well, it'll be a continuation, but more on the Tom Clancy, like Jack Ryan.
So you're saying yes?
Yeah, I think it's more of like the Jack Ryan type of thing. It's not more of it's not more of that.
I haven't gotten feedback, but my point is, and I mean, you all are saying Tom Clancy. I wouldn't know. I've probably seen a Tom Clancy or two, but don't know his style. Don't care, because I probably, if it's that type of movie, it probably doesn't interest me that much. But I may have seen one or two. My point with Michael B. Jordan is, you look at his range, and I remember him before The Wire.
Right.
He was on a soap opera.
Yes.
Then he went to The Wire.
All My Children.
Oh, he was on All My Children. So I watched him then, but I don't say he's typecast because he's been Creed twice.
Right. He's been Creed twice.
He
Yeah.
was in Just Mercy. He
Right.
was in Fruitvale Station. So
All of those, now just being honest, having not seen all of those, are they different? I mean, I did see
all different.
Oh yeah. All
Fruitvale
different.
Station is the Black Lives Matter thing. He's a kid who was killed by a white cop. So that has nothing to do with this movie.
Yeah.
Just Mercy has nothing to do with it. Creed is a boxing movie. He wasn't mad and angry in that movie.
Totally agree.
Boxer. And
and he was really, I thought he owned the character in Black Panther.
yeah, he was a villain.
Yeah.
So he wasn't going to be nice. He was a villain. So somebody who's typecast, like with the type of movies that I watch, when you say, oh, they play the same role. Sylvester Stallone, Rocky, you're the same person all the time. Rambo, you're the same angry person with PTSD all the time.
Got to blow some stuff up.
Right. So we already know, if you are Sylvester Stallone and you are playing any movie that has the word Rambo in front of it, we already know what your mental state is, and we know what's going to happen. We just don't know how much of it. But I haven't gotten tired of him. I haven't felt like he's doing the same thing. I am so happy, one, he's working and he's getting some recognition. And I
As
think
a
he
lead.
played a variety of roles up to this.
What I'm trying to tell you is that it's another one that I really love him in is Raising Dion. And it
Never heard of it.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original. I mean, yes, a Netflix original. He plays a scientist.
One, you think there will be a Without Remorse 2?
Sure, I think it will. I think it will because it's an Amazon. It's an Amazon original.
That doesn't justify to me though. That it's an Amazon. That doesn't.
I mean, it's Amazon. Amazon doesn't have a lot of original content yet, and they're trying to build their content. And Michael B. Jordan is a big star, right? He's
yeah.
Right, he's a huge star, right? And so, like I said, it's a movie that's been done, right? I thought he was pretty good in it. I'm with D. Our Black actors are getting good roles, right? And getting good exposure.
You know who she suggested, and you know this person, D, I don't, but who she suggested would have been better in this role? The guy who plays in Snowfall. I don't know his name.
Oh, he is off the chain.
He is totally off the chain.
But Lord, he's off the chain. But he looks too much like a baby.
Correct.
He has a baby face. Even in his role in Snowfall, when he's just running things, it's like, you look like you could be in my 5th grade class, and you out here killing people and running things. But he is he's
a good actor.
Phenomenal
actor.
You both like him.
As an
actor.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he's a fantastic actor. I totally agree. In that role, no, he
looks like he would look like a baby.
You want a Navy?
Believable.
You want to look like a SEAL.
You want to look like a SEAL. Okay.
Right.
And he was totally, a matter of fact, Michael B. Jordan looked better than a SEAL.
You know what? If somebody else were to play that other than Michael B. Jordan, I would say John David Washington.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
Somebody like, you know, like that. Somebody in their 30s.
So Cube's boy couldn't do it.
Cube's boy could.
Could do it.
Yes.
He could do it.
Oh,
He'd
yeah.
have to drop a
He'd
couple
have to
pounds, though,
lose
wouldn't
some weight because he done choked up during COVID. He needs to lose some weight, but he
has
do
the
it.
range.
Yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
yeah.
Definitely.
Definitely.
Okay.
And you know what? And that crock on that Michael B. Jordan doesn't have range, right? I think that, you know, we've showed that over the different movies, and then, you know, this television show that I just told you about, right? The guy I think he has really good range, and and I think he's a really good actor. I
don't think he's been overused yet, where it's oh God, there's Michael B. Jordan again.
Right.
I want to see him. It's like, you know, oh, he's in a movie. I gotta check it out, or
I see how he's doing. Yeah.
Curious about it.
Agree.